Hello and welcome to LBGPLAYS Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So I've been trying to complete the core 10 builds on several guns and today I have the Voltia beam rifle. Now this is an interesting one because when season 2 first started, this gun was very useful for clearing out void vessel on the hard difficulty, especially because you can pop the shields of enemies, both type of shields in the void vessel with this gun. And that is where this gun was really good. Now, people like me, I finished the Void Vessel over 100 times on hard difficulty just with the base Voltia, without the cores on it. So this gun is already pretty good for what it was designed for. And so what I've done with the core system on this gun is I've just tried to make it a little more comfortable to use, improve the quality of life stuff, because I'm not going to use this in the Void Erosion Purge. Occasionally you can pop the shields of the enemies with this, but you'll return to the main gun, which would be the Last Dagger or the Alpine Cavalry, for example, or one of the rocket launchers. So this is not a primary gun, this is a secondary gun. You can use it for special operations, again for just popping the shields of enemies. But other than that, it doesn't really have much of a use case. The rest of the content besides the Void Vessel, it's easy enough that you can carry this gun and take out the enemies at outposts or fusion bosses, stuff like that. So you can use it if you want, but yeah, it doesn't need to be more powerful than it already was. So what I've done is, like I said, I've put more ammo in the gun, improve the reload, improve the fire rate, and things like that, just to make it a more comfortable gun all around. Now, it doesn't also have good range on the gun. Reload time is slow. So there are quite a few things going on with this gun that are not great. In fact, most of the beam rifles are completely rubbish. This one was good because of the void vessel. So if you are farming for Keelan, if you are farming for Ines, if you're farming for the fellow, if you are trying to get the growth materials for the fellow, in short, if you have to run the void vessel on hard difficulty a lot of times, that is like the only use case for this gun where it'll shine. So if you can build this up and you have to do all of that, then this gun will be great. So what I have here is level 100 Vulgus. Let me just show you what we are getting. So the unique ability of the gun, which is the cool part of this gun, is that when you hit enemies, it causes a chain sort of reaction and you hit multiple enemies. So if you're hitting one target, the enemies nearby will also take some damage. And that is like the cool thing. The other cool thing, like I mentioned, is it takes out the shields in Void Vessel or anywhere else where enemies have shields. So you can see here, these guys have taken some damage, even though I wasn't aiming at these guys. And it has decent range. So you can see all of them take a little damage when they're next to each other. Not a lot, but yeah, it helps you, keeping enemies under control. Now, previously, before the update with the cores and the gun getting a fixed element, which was electric, I had made this gun just as a chill weapon in order to take care of the void vessel, because that was, like I said, the only use case. They have made it into an electric gun, so we had to roll the cores differently and put more electric in it. But yeah, I think it was better suited as a chill gun. Anyway, so let's just have a look at the build here. Again, nothing fancy. I've gone with the crit setup this time. So we have rifling reinforcement, action and reaction, 2 mods to increase the ammo, 1 for fire rate, concentration priority, more crit damage, crit rate with better insight, recycling genius to improve the reload. If you're using delay, you can skip the ammo and the reload mods. Then I have electric enhancement to lean into the element, and I have more crit damage. So the number we are getting here is 23, almost 24,000, let's say, firearm attack. For electric attack, we're getting 32,000, and we'll get more with the inversion if you put it on electric. We have a great fire rate with the cores. It is up to almost 1200, which is the range I like taking the fire rate to. I don't want it to go beyond 1300. Between 1000 and 1300 is where I feel comfortable. I have put a core for more rounds per magazine, so we're up to 134 because the gun has a slow reload. So with this, it'll just make life easier. Critical hit rate, with all the mods, we have managed to get it up to 22.5. Nothing great, but which means that 1 in 5 will crit more than 1 in 5. And we have a 3 times crit damage, which is again decent, nothing special. The gun doesn't have a great weak point damage, so we are not putting any weak point mods here. Recoil and stuff isn't bad. Aim shot and hip fire accuracy is pretty good. I have added more bonus firearm attack versus order of truth, the toxic types, because we are making this into an electric gun, so we do a little more damage to those guys. Again, like I said, main purpose of the gun is to pop the shields. Everything else is sort of bonus. Now, if we look at the roles on the gun. I've gone with firearm attack, critical hit rate, electric attack, and I've put bonus firearm attack versus order of truth. Now, in all honesty, I was trying to go for crit damage, but I got the order of truth. So I just stayed with that instead of wasting more fine adjustment axis. And also because this is one of the few guns that has a purple core on it, and that purple core will only work if you have the matching faction damage on the roll. So if, for example, if I had, instead of bonus firearm attack versus order of truth, if I had, let's say, a crit damage, then that purple core would be completely wasted. You could put anything you want, you won't get anything. So because I thought, okay, let's just match everything, I put order of truth. Those guys are weak to electric. We have a lot of electric damage. And then I also added bonus firearm attack versus order of truth in the course. The rest of the course, in the free slot, I put rounds magazine. You can put more firearm attack if you wanted. You can put more electric if you wanted. You can put more fire rate if you wanted. But all of that, like I said, seems unnecessary and excessive. We don't really need this. This is not like the main gun we'll be using. This will be the secondary gun just for popping shields. So I did not see much point of it. So I put more rounds magazine so that the slow reload time can be compensated. And if we do use it, we'll have decent ammo in it. So we can use it for a while. In the orange core, I put firearm attack, obviously. And then in the element, we put electric again, obviously. In the green one, fire rate, I got a 19%, so that is good. That is the reason we are getting up to 1200 fire rate. I think that is a sweet spot with this gun. There is no point in putting the superconductivity charge because that again isn't really changing much. It's a small benefit, isn't helping that much. So you can put just fire rate and that is it. And like I said, in the purple slot, purple core, we have bonus firearm attack versus order of truth because we have the role for that. You have to match it and you also need to have the role, otherwise that is completely wasted. And so I thought, okay, why not use it for once because I rarely use that on any of the guns. So that is the setup here. So yeah, that is the build for this one. Hopefully they look at beam rifles in the future. Maybe they rework something, maybe have a more of a use case for them. Because at the moment, like I said, only the Voltia beam rifle among all the beam rifles is useful, and only in the void vessel if you have to farm the Descendants and the dog and the materials for the dog. Other than that, you don't really have to use this. But yeah, for the sake of completion, this is my build for the Voltia beam rifle. Thank you for watching. If you did, here's a look at the mod page again, the crit based one. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.